One thing I really love about the crypto community is the sense of liberty and personal freedom and freedom of speech and decentralizing power, basically giving power to individuals and citizens and taking it away from repressive governments and even centralized companies that don't always have our best interests at heart. And so in today's video, I'm interviewing Brad, who's the co-founder of Unstoppable Domains, which is a company that has decentralized websites on the blockchain. And these domain names, this week they're actually launching .crypto, actually serve as cryptocurrency wallet addresses. So I'm a big fan of any kind of project that makes it easier for the general public to participate in cryptocurrency stuff, right? And I hardly ever do interviews with crypto startups, but I really like what these guys are doing. And again, I think what they're doing fits the ethos in the crypto community of decentralization and giving individuals more control. And I wanted to do something pretty cool with these unstoppable domains. I've actually been paying really close attention to the Hong Kong protests that have been going on for the past 6 months or so. And I'm really passionate about what's happening over there because they're actually dealing with a situation where you have a repressive government that's basically taking freedoms away from people that have enjoyed a democratic society for several decades. And so one thing that I thought would be pretty cool is to help these guys raise money. So Unstoppable Domains has turned me into an affiliate. So if you guys use my affiliate code to buy any domains from Unstoppable Domains, I'm going to actually double that, whatever that revenue is, I'm going to double that and somehow send it to the Hong Kong protesters. So if you love liberty and you love decentralization, feel free to do that. I'll be transparent with whatever comes in and I send out. I'll put in a blog post. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump in. All right. Hey, guys. So we're here with Brad, the co-founder of Unstoppable Domains. Brad, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, so exciting times. I know over the next few days or maybe today, depending on when this video launches, you guys are kicking off the .crypto domain names. Why don't we just start with the basics? I know you've already done quite a few interviews and you guys have had a lot of publicity around what you're doing and you've raised money from Tim Draper, and I know you guys have just been on a PR rush, and so a lot of people know what's up. But for those that don't, why don't you just give everybody kind of the elevator pitch of what Unstoppable Domains is all about?
For sure. Yeah. So we build domains on blockchains. And so we have our own domain name systems like .com, except that we create .crypto. We're launching .crypto, which is going to be launched on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's a domain extension that's not part of the regular internet. And the reason why we did that, the reason why we built a domain name system on a blockchain is because it can do two things that a regular domain can't, a .com can't. The first is to be a payment gateway for all your crypto. So you can have like chrisdunn.crypto, which I think we've got for you.
Yep.
You can attach your Bitcoin address. You can attach an Ethereum address, a Litecoin address, a Zcash or a Monero address, all of your addresses to this one domain. You tell it to me, chrisdunn.crypto, I can go into a wallet, type that in and pay you. I don't need to know your Bitcoin address. I don't need to see your address. I don't even need to know what currency you want to receive because you've already set it up so that it can receive 5, 10, 20 different currencies.
Nice. And I think this is a little kind of preview snapshot if you can see this. So like you type in the basically the website address, right? And then this will link to whatever you want to send, like you said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever other crypto you want to send.
Yeah, exactly. So you just set it up with your addresses and it takes a couple of clicks. It's super easy. And then you can just tell people verbally your address and people can pay. So that's
I love that, man.
Yeah. Just trying to make payments simpler. It's something that pretty much, I don't know about you, but what I normally do is whenever I want to send a big amount of crypto, the first thing is I get super nervous.
Yeah. Get paranoid that you got it right.
Yeah. Then I triple check the address. I also usually, send $1 worth as like a test transaction to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go to my real ones. All that stuff's going to go away. We're just gonna go and type in the domain and know that the worst thing that happens with the domain is there's no address set up and you can't send. You can't, it's not the only way to send it to the wrong address would be if you set it up incorrectly. You set it up with somebody else's address, and hopefully you would notice that pretty quickly and then update it.
Gotcha. So basically you get your domain, you create whatever Bitcoin wallet that you want, and then maybe you send in your own test of $1 just to make sure that it works. And then from there on out, you can have confidence that if anybody sends money, it's going to go to the right place.
Yeah, and you don't even need to create a new wallet. You can just use like whatever Bitcoin wallet you've already got. Just use that address. Whatever you're already comfortable with. So you don't need to take any new behavior really. Just it's really more about people sending you money. So
Nice.
you
Yeah, I think
that.
that's super cool. Anything that can make it easier for, like the general public, right? Because that's been the biggest problem I think with adoption is, we've got Coinbase and stuff like that, but the like dealing with blockchain and addresses is just such a pain for people that aren't in crypto on a daily basis.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. So what else can we do? So we've got the wallets, decentralized domains. What's that all about?
Yeah. So, and I guess just maybe one more quick thing on the wallets. You can use the domains right now in Trust Wallet. You can use IM Token. You can use Atomic Wallet, Coinomi, about 100 different currencies. But there's also a bunch more coming. So the idea is that you should be able to use the same domain inside of really any wallet.
Nice.
That's the goal. I think that'll be the case pretty soon. The other use case is to build websites, but these websites are on decentralized storage like IPFS or something like that, instead of on Amazon Web Services, a traditional place where you would store your web content. And when you do it like this, your content, your website is on hundreds or thousands of different computers. And that means that the content can't be turned off. And this happens all over the world all the time. If you say something against, if you're in an unfree country and you say something against the president, your website might get taken down, and it gets taken down by that content provider. The other place that it gets taken down oftentimes is from the domain itself. And if you have a .com domain, you have to use a registrar like GoDaddy or somebody else that holds it for you. They store it. Well, if it's a blockchain domain, guess what? You store it yourself with your private key. It's an ERC-721 token. If you've ever had a CryptoKitty or anything like that, it's just like one of these other collectibles that you may have seen out there. And that means that because the domain's sitting inside of your wallet, only you can put up a website. Only you can take down a website. Nobody, no company, Unstoppable Domains can't take it from you. So no company, no government can take it from you. It's an uncensorable internet. It's a way for people to exercise their free speech around the world, and no one can stop them.
So with that comes some really big benefits. Like you said, like people that are living in countries with repressive regimes, they can speak out without being censored. I guess the opposite side of that, and it seems like in crypto and just with technology in general, anytime there's a big positive, there's potential negatives, right? So I guess the biggest negative is, what about illicit content? Or just to give you like a quick story, earlier this year, I had a scammer create a website. He copied my website, bought a domain name that was a slight variation of mine, and then went out on social media platforms and Telegram and was masquerading as me, and then sending people to this fake website trying to run a wide range of scams. How can we combat that type of stuff? Or like, what can we do to build confidence in these decentralized domains to let people know, like, okay, these are the websites and the brands that are legit, and these are the imposters and the scams and just all the other illegal stuff?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I think the scamming and phishing problem on the internet today is huge, and this tech actually can do a lot to help us, because you have your private key, you tie stuff to it. It means you can know 100% the person you're paying is also the person that controls this website. That's also the person that you're chatting with on a chat channel. That's also the person that you see communicating on Twitter. So you can tie all of those things together, and then like, it's not just going to, I'm going to know that chrisdunn.crypto is also associated with these crypto addresses, but it's also associated with this website and this chat channel and this Twitter account and all of these things. And if you do that, it actually becomes super hard, because you're going to have this like very easy to find record of all of your accounts essentially across different platforms. You tie all that together, now it's going to be super hard for those scammers to just come up there, and it'll be obvious because you'll have the largest Twitter following and you'll have the Telegram account. Like I think it's going to take a little bit of work to get there, but I have a lot more hope for these tools being able to help solve those types of problems than the current web tools that exist.
Yeah, and as long as we can educate people, right? I think that's the biggest hurdle in tech is like teaching people how to use it and like how not to get phished and how not to, have a 2-hour conversation with an imposter. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm all for tools like that. If we can bring more transparency and more just clarity and people know who they're dealing with, that would be amazing.
And another really easy way to do this is, so you have all these records, you have this domain name, it's on the blockchain, nobody can move it, nobody can take it away, it's there forever, you can't ignore it, even if it's, bad content, bad actor, whatever. But applications are the ones, reading it for you. So, you type it into a wallet, the wallet goes and reads the blockchain for you. And when you do that, the wallet has this or the browser, same thing. They have this opportunity to show you the record, not show you the record, show you a warning. So we can have user-generated warnings where it's like, hey, like this domain has been associated with a scammer, a phisher. We've already seen a couple of cases, lots of cases in the crypto world of people pretending to be all kinds of people on Telegram or wherever else. So we could just start associating those domain names with a list, and then it's just a warning. It's not even like trying to, it just tells you, hey, like, you sure? Double check this one.
Gotcha. So you can't take it down, but the browsers or the apps themselves could preface something saying, hey, like this could be a phishing website or an imposter website or something like that.
Yeah, and they may also say, like, you know what, I think this is illegal or amoral content, and like we don't want to support it, so we're not going to read this record. And that may be a decision that a browser makes, but you can go and decide to use a different browser if you don't like the decisions they're making. So it's like, because the record is always there, it just creates this level of choice for everybody. So there's there's definitely a lot of issues here, but we're talking about the benefits. I mean, benefits around the world, but I would say there's benefits in the US too. Like there's all kinds of companies that are deciding what's okay to say and what's not okay to say inside of their platforms. And because those platforms are so big, we don't get a choice. If Facebook decides that what we're saying is not okay, what do we do? If YouTube, kicks us off, what do we do? Because those are really the only places to go. So like even in America, I think there's a growing need.
Yeah, I agree. And, I've been paying close attention to like the Hong Kong situation, Venezuela, right? There's a lot of unrest and there's a lot of people that are protesting out and trying to speak their voices. And a lot of those people are being silenced either physically or digitally. And this seems like a tool that could actually really help with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, okay, so we've got kind of the uncensorable aspect and how that can help people that have been silenced in a way. Are there any use cases that you see for like bigger corporations, like say Amazon or Best Buy or, any retailers or larger brands? Are there any real world use cases that they would want to use this as opposed to like a regular .com?
I think eventually, but I think that's probably generally speaking, that's probably kind of a later phase. The first phases are going to be like crypto applications because they are already getting paid and paying people in crypto, so it's very natural. They already have this cryptocurrency payment problem that blockchain domains solve. And they already have a website, so if they tie those two together, it becomes more secure. So every crypto application, makes sense. Kind of like right off the bat, if you're a DApp, are you really a DApp if, AWS, Amazon Web Services, or Google Cloud can just take you down? It's a pretty big, it takes 5 minutes for them to do that. It's a pretty big security flaw. And this is us too. Unstoppable Domains isn't there yet either. So this is not a criticism. It's just that it's just not easy to do this stuff yet. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it really easy for people to build websites. So that's one. And then the other early stuff is going to be around political free speech. It's super easy to build a text-based website, a blog, whatever right now. The problem is it's not super easy to make sure that that website winds up on 1,000 different computers, so it can't be taken down. So that's the thing that we're missing. Once we have that, we can have all kinds of political news around the world that's going to be uncensored. So I would look more towards crypto applications and like news stuff as being like the stuff that we should, should work right away. Actually moving the entire, database of Amazon or the entire database of one of these large companies onto a decentralized system could take a while. They may still play around with it, and we've actually seen, several Fortune 500 companies claim their domains. I think they're mostly doing it for, either defensive reasons or to kind of out of curiosity for how payments could work, especially international payments, which is a problem for them. But I think we would probably see them dabbling, kind of like they do with their, crypto labs and things like that, more than them just, switching over. I would say the switching point might be 5 to 10 years away. But there's all kinds of people that are, probably ready in 2020.
Gotcha. So the first kind of early adopters are going to be crypto projects and then political free speech type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Gotcha. And then, so where are we as of today, like with the development of everything? I know, as we said, in a few days, .crypto is launching. If somebody wants to get a .zil or .crypto domain and set it up, what does that process look like? And what are some future things to expect from that?
Yeah. So right now you can just go to the website, type in a domain in the search bar, check out. You can pay with a credit card or crypto. You can pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, a few other currencies, as well as a credit card. It takes a couple of clicks. It's just like looks kind of like a GoDaddy. Then you go into your My Domain section. You add your crypto addresses. Takes a couple clicks. You just copy and paste your Bitcoin address. Click Save. That's adding this information to the blockchain. You can also do the same thing with your website content. There's a field in there. You just copy and paste your IPFS hash. Boom. Click Save. Now you got a website. So it's all pretty it's pretty simple. We have about 150 websites that have been launched so far. Got about 160,000 domains that have been registered so far. So there's already people out there using them in wallets. So that's the now. The now is those basic things. What you should expect in the very near future is tools like browsers and other things like that to go and view these websites just like a regular one, where I can just type in chrisdunn.crypto into the browser and it just works.
Gotcha. And are you guys in talks with different browsers, or like what has to happen for that to become a reality?
So we think it's like, we want it to be as many strategies as possible. So you should expect like Chrome extensions, so you can easily use it in Chrome and Firefox. You should also expect some native browser integrations from some of the more crypto oriented browsers, of which there are several big ones.
Gotcha. Awesome. Is there anything else that you expect that would help this kind of gain a lot of momentum, or maybe have some kind of network effect?
Yeah, I mean, I think the network effect is the popularity of websites. So a cool website on the decentralized web will get users to go and check it out, which will get more websites, which will get more users. So it's really just about, essentially just recreating the web. We're creating an entirely new internet over here in a distributed way so that it's censorship resistant. And the first really popular websites are gonna have a huge advantage. It was just like what happened with .com. Way back in the day, people were typing in hotels.com even before Google. That domain was important because people wanted to find hotels. Search didn't really exist yet. What happens if you type in hotels.com? Well, the same thing is probably going to start happening with blockchain domains, where people are going to be looking for, how do I find the different dApps that are out there? How do I find the best games? How do I find the most important crypto news? How do I find crypto statistics? All that kind of stuff. And those are the kinds of websites that we're seeing pop up so far.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm excited. I know your team has been helping me set up a website, so I'll definitely show that either in this video or a follow-up video. And it's just an exciting time. I like crypto projects that are actually building something tangible and real that can help with user adoption. And I think this is just so cool, making payments quicker and easier, and then also offering a way for people to publish content that's uncensorable. So Are there any other pieces of advice or suggestions you have for somebody that's like, okay, sounds cool, want to get started? How would you suggest somebody go about just getting into this rabbit hole of decentralized web?
I mean, I would go to unstoppabledomains.com and check it out. There's some content. I would search around for the domains, and see what's interesting to you. And I would also just kind of think about what it was like with the early 1990s web. It's basically the same thing. It's very early on. It's very basic websites right now. Um, but there's a lot of people that are looking for this stuff. And so, find something that's useful and interesting to the crypto community and launch it on an uncensorable website.
Nice. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to chat. I look forward to the .crypto launch, and I'll do like a follow-up video tutorial just kind of showing how all of this works and what my experience with it has been. So
It's good.
we'll look forward to talking to you soon, and good luck on the launch.
Thanks a bunch. Thanks for having me.